Hello, I'm Haiwei Wu. Today, I will talk about the UK's telecommunication industry. This presentation will introduce the business analytics and the UK's telecommunication industry, and I will analyze the descriptive statistics from telecommunication industry. At last, I will give some of my suggestions for management team. The structure of this presentation is introduction of big data and business analytics, followed by the introduction of the UK's telecommunication industry, data collection, dashboard, data analysis, correlation and regression, conclusion and recommendation. First of all, I will talk big data. Big data is a large volumes with various forms of constant charges. It can be used in business outside intelligence while taking decisions, and can also improve customer service and better operational efficiency. However, it is very complex with structured and unstructured data, and traditional data management tools are not able to store it or process it efficiently. Next is business analytics. Business analytics has three steps. They are collecting past business performance, which based on facts. Then data analysis, which need avoid uncertainty. Last is making plans, which is a process of decision making. Now let's talk about the UK's telecommunication industry. As Nichols showed in his report, the UK's telecommunication is one of the largest markets in Europe. The goal of every company is to increase the profit in order to maintain their market shares. This statistic shows the market shares held by mobile operators in the UK from 2007 to 2017. This is a list of the companies that I choose. All the companies are from telecommunication industry that have market share in the UK. These companies are assumed that more than £180 million average turnovers are large companies, and less than 180 million are small companies. All the data were collected from FAM database from 2010 to 2018 and analyzed by using Excel and SPSS. I choose these 8 variables for collecting and analyzing. In the dashboard, we can see all the graphs, but there is still a limitation about the figures from 10 companies during 9 years, so it can't represent all the telecommunication industry. First, as I use the turnover to classify the big companies and small, so it shows that average of turnover for 10 companies within 9 years. There is a huge gap between large company and small company group, which apparently should in turnover performance. Rows shows that the profitability of industry during 9 years, while the ratio of rows is used to predict return of investment. It is clear to see that the telecommunications industry is unstable, and the forecast of the future might be increased. Let's see the profit. The profit is the most important figure in investment that I think. The first graph summarizes the average amount of pre-tax profit for each company over past 9 years. Dimensions pre-tax profit for large companies is minimum of £3.03 million, or even less than the profit of Vodafone in small companies group by £3.57 million. Sky's average pre-tax profit for 9 years is negative, which performance loss. Second one is total profit graph from 2010 to 2018, which shows overall trend is increasing. The telecommunication industry value in the UK is expected to reach £16.4 billion pounds by 2019. Then we move to correlation. The profit margin has positive correlation with profit rows, and the table shows that the turnover has a strong positive relationship with profit before taxation, meaning that the higher turnover market, the higher profit will be, vice versa. In the regression, I used the profit as a dependent variable and other 7 are independent variables, and I found the pre-tax profit might also positively relate to the net tangible assets, shareholders' funds, profit margin, and ROAS. As a conclusion, based on the graphs and the data, the value and size of telecommunication industry is small increasing trend. The competition in the UK has kept increasing. As a recommendation, firstly, the profitability and the functioning of existing business can be estimated from the capital turnover. Normally, increasing numbers of customers and raising the product price are the two straightforward ways which would help high a company turnover. Secondly, the company's return rate, which can be judged from its annual net profit, or can also analyzed from rows. This means that when operating a telecommunication company, it is best to increasing turnover first, followed by improving the shareholders' funds and the net tangible assets, thereby increasing profit, then expanding the market share. Lastly, from previous figures shows that the large companies usually have a high turnover. Therefore, it is recommended to select large companies for investment because it's relatively stable and the return on investment will be relatively guaranteed. And this is my reference list. Thank you for listening.